Let's talk car camping. What's cheap, easy, and good enough for me. So what is car camping exactly? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's camping in your car. I prefer this method because it really doesn't require any setup. I really hate tents and the act of setting them up. I think it takes so much time. Yeah, you get like a bigger room and everything. It's such a pain in the butt to just put it all up together and then take it all apart, especially when you're doing it on the weekend. I feel like you spend more time putting the tent up and then, rather than enjoying the entire break. So one of the reasons why I really like car camping is it eliminates that factor and reduces heavily the amount of time that you go ahead and then make sure that you could prep your campsite. Not only that, but tenting actually takes up, I think, a lot of room too. It's one more thing you have to pack, make sure that you have it. And then at the end of the day too, I don't know, it's just not my thing. I love car camping because I get to my destination, I go ahead, pull up to the campsite, unload everything, inflate up the mattress, and it's self-inflating, so it takes 10 minutes at most to unpack everything and then make sure that it's in sleeping condition and I'm good to go. Car camping is awesome. I really do think that it depends on the vehicle that you buy. So I bought my 4Runner with the intention of sleeping in the back. So it has a big space in the back, enough room to fit one or two people in there pretty comfortably. So I'm 5'7" or 6'3" online, and I fit perfectly in the back. So there's really a lot of room for me to breathe. I can stretch out, and I could definitely fit one or two people in there. It's not a bad option. I know a couple of other people do that, and there's custom mattresses that you can buy as well for sleeping in the back of your 4Runner. I have an X-Bed Mega Mat, which is a fantastic sleeping mattress. It does cost quite a bit, but at the end of the day, when you want to rest and relax, sleeping is the number one thing that you just want to happen at the end of a long camping day. So it's completely worth it to me, and having the 4Runner as my shelter has been pretty great. So I really prefer it. I like the setup and everything, and it's really comfortable inside. And you're not limited to just a 4Runner. You can sleep in any car compatible with car camping, right? As long as the rear seats fold down in the back, you should be good. And then just put your mattress in there and you're good to go. Again, I had a specific vehicle in mind. I really liked the 4Runner, and that's why I chose it for car camping. When you are car camping as well, you do get a whole 360 view of your entire surrounding. I have a sunroof on the top of my car, so I use that primarily for airflow. I've never really had bugs climbing in. I've never really had an issue with bugs in general. For the 4Runner too, the rear window rolls down. And if you want another layer of protection, if you don't want that sealed all the way, or you're concerned about bugs or anything else like that, there is a secondhand market material that it's like a mesh that you can gap between your tailgate in that window, and you can close it so you could have that airflow and circulation, but without having to get creepy crawlies inside as well. So that is another cool thing that you can get, and I just have it because I just use a sunroof all the time. It works fine. I think the worst part, if you're car camping, is if you are in a car and you need to wake up in the middle of the night and you lock your doors, you will annoy everybody because one, it is loud to slam your door or open it, but two, I haven't figured out, honestly, I really haven't put any effort into it, of eliminating the beep when you open and you close the car. So I lock it when I go to bed, but if I have to wake up, I have to unlock it, and it makes the beep to alert people that you're unlocking it. That's usually when I get a yell from the people that I go camping with to be quiet, but in a very polite way. And so that could be a con with your group, depending on who you are. You might just wake up everybody. But again, that's really just due to my own laziness of figuring out how to turn it off. Sorry guys. One of the things that you might not think about when you go car camping is leveling the actual car. So when you get to a campsite, I'm not joking when I say any degree of kind of off camber, you will feel it. So it's even if it's a slight incline or whatnot, you're gonna feel that when you're laying in bed and you kind of start going down or sloping to the side. It's very obvious when you're trying to sleep. And there was this one time where my car was like the rear tailgate was kind of sloped downward and the nose was sticking up. And I remember when I went to bed, I kind of woke up in the middle of the night and I was like halfway down my sleeping position because I just gradually rolled down with my sleeping bag. So you need to level your car when you sleep, or you'll definitely feel it in the morning. And just make sure that you level correctly. So you can do so by Max Tracks. Those are great products that I know a lot of people use for leveling their vehicles. You could use just rocks, which I typically do since I don't have Max Tracks, or any option in between. So maybe you find, your other buddy's tent and you don't like it, so you just put that as your leveling kit. It doesn't matter, but tons of options out there. And you want to make sure that you just have a nice, comfortable, flat layout when you go car camping. So that really is important. Comfort for car camping, it really depends on your sleeping mattress, honestly. I would say the car is just comfortable itself. It depends on what you're doing. But if you're level and you have a really nice mattress, there's really no variation between that, a tent, a rooftop tent, it doesn't matter. So you are limited to the amount of space though when you do go car camping. So if you are bringing more than 2 people, that third guy is kind of SOL at that point. So if you have a group of more than a couple, you want to make sure that they have sleeping accommodations, or else you guys are all going to be really uncomfortable. And it's going to be a picture of the sardines in a can, honestly. So 2 people max for car camping, that's about it. I probably wouldn't even do a small child. I'm sure that's even sort of a stretch. I'm sure even 1 person and 2 small children is a stretch as well. So I would say a couple, you can do it. You're going to be great. Otherwise, I just do it by myself. It's perfect. And so you do have the only limitation of how many people you can fit in that vehicle. So no more than 2, you should be okay. 2 people may be a stretch, I don't know, but I sleep by myself and it's perfect, especially for me, so it works out great. And if you're solo camping by yourself like I am, it's not bad. Again, why do I prefer this method and didn't buy a rooftop tent? It really is due to cost and just the pain of dealing with a rooftop tent. So a rooftop tent you could buy around maybe $1,000, $2,000, somewhere around there, and that could be a good option. Maybe it's something that you're looking for. Maybe you need more people. You guys want to sleep in there, maybe 3 people, I'm not sure. But I don't want it on my car purely for the reason of just like having to deal with it in terms of the city. So, or just where to place it if you don't want it on your car 24/7. So if you don't have a house, if you have an apartment, you're most likely gonna just leave it on your car. But if your apartment has a height restriction like mine did, you have to park on the street, which I don't want to do because, let's be honest, I live in LA. But yeah, my main reason for considering just car camping is it just does a good job, right? And a rooftop tent, again, extra cost, extra weight. You're gonna be having worse miles a gallon with a rooftop tent. Storage for a rooftop tent. Are you okay with leaving it on 24/7? Do you have a spot to take it off and put it and place it and store it? If you do leave it on, at least here in Los Angeles, I have to run into a lot of parking garages that have a lot of height restrictions that are about 6'8" or even less sometimes. So within that, you couldn't even get or park your car in those areas. I don't know if a lot of people talk about this with rooftop tents or if this is an issue with everybody, but I have to pee like at least once in the middle of the night, right? So maybe I should get that checked out, but when I'm camping, I definitely have to pee. And so having to climb down from a rooftop tent and then in the middle of the night and you're tired and you have to, use a ladder, it's not really the thing that I want to do. And you can't really pee out of the rooftop tent. I mean, if you do, you have talent. But at the same point, I mean, I don't know, it's just easier to car camp at that situation. Now, to both sides of the story, I'm going to try to be fair and say, what are the pros to rooftop tents and things that maybe annoy me about car camping? definitely, again, storage. So in the other reverse counter argument for it, you never have to load up your sleeping gear. It's always in there, it's always packed, it's always ready to go. That saves a ton of space when you're traveling, right? So sleeping bag, sleeping mattress, all of that takes space that you can't really compact. So within that does save you a lot of effort and time to kind of gather that. One, I really do hate packing in general. I always miss something. I'll probably make another video about it. Setting up camp when you have a rooftop tent, it takes like less than 10 minutes. Again, I know my buddy, he just parks his car, he like cranks it up, and it takes maybe 2 minutes to set it up. It's ridiculous. So I think he spends more time trying to make sure that his car is level rather than just popping it up and then just being able to have it ready to go. Again, he stores a sleeping mattress in there and everything, and it looks great after you climb up, I guess. I only go camping about maybe 6 to 8 times a year. So again, that cost of around $1,000 to $2,000 just for me to sleep just isn't justifiable enough for me to pull the trigger. So that's why I have not. And then I'm sure once you get into, your rooftop tent, you might actually want to start doing like mattress upgrades, or you probably want to buy new accessories for your roof. I'm not trying to say one way is greater than the other. I'm simply saying that in my use case, at least, car camping, I prefer a lot more. It's not as expensive. It's really cheap. You pretty much probably have everything you need at that point, a sleeping bag, a mattress, and you're good to go. It's really convenient, honestly. So having said that, how do you like to go camping? Do you do a rooftop tent? Do you do a tent? Or do you car camp like I do? Maybe you cowboy camp. I don't know. I didn't even touch base on that one. But write your preferred method in the comments below. I'll take a look at it. And do you have any other questions, comments, or anything like that? And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.